Morning, welcome to Politics on the Wheel with Jay on matter arising and the insecurity that has engulfed Nigeria, which we have been talking about for the past 1 week with kidnapping of some family within the FCT, and of course the one happening in Kaduna State among various states across Nigeria. Last night, we witnessed another explosion somewhere in Oyo State, of which the police have reported that there was no casualty. But then there was no casualty, and they are still trying to find out the cause of the explosion. Some Nigerians are already reacting to this that we shouldn't call this an explosion but a bomb. Like what happened in Kaduna State, of which the president have not even acknowledged that in terms of visiting the scene to sympathize with the bereaved, but head to Imo State, for a political function, which has caused a lot of reaction. Now, if it is true that bomb is being produced in a residential area, then it is a call for a serious investigation into what actually happened. Here is a video from the scene of events.
Explosive is being produced around this area codedly, so the government need to investigate very well. Just look at the casualties. These are no steel, or is it OBMS? What's it called? Baptist or Anglican? Sorry. So there are so many casualties. Even we are at Akobo when this situation happened, about 7 or 9 kilometers away from this spot. So everywhere vibrated. We thought it was it was an earthquake, but eventually we just got because there is another, what's it called, a barracks that is very close to this. So our concern was that situation happened in that barracks. When we got to our office, we discovered that even our, what's it called, the POPE, the gas, everything, the pressure destroy our office. Just look at this. So bomb is being produced secretly around this area. This is a residential area. This could not be gas. So the government need to investigate this situation. I don't know where we're going to in this country. Just look, casualties everywhere. Look at the guy that just died there. He just came from UK about a week ago. So we don't even hear he's a son to a landlord in this estate. So I don't know. So government, my own conclusion about this situation is that government should investigate this situation because we discover that bomb is being produced in this estate. So I don't know what to say because the casualty is too much. Just look at the destruction, look at damages. So
Upon looking at what this young man have said already, there was actually casualty. Somebody lost his life, houses, things went down. But if we may ask, what is the meaning or the reason behind producing such things within residential area? This can only be done by a terrorist organization. And we can actually, see this from the angle that many people and experts and Nigerians has been calling to declare some group as terrorist organization, especially the Fulani herdsmen. Each now and then we keep hearing bandit unknown government did this and that. If the Nigerian government decide to end insecurity in Nigeria head on, then it will be for the betterment of everyone. But as long as they continue to play hanky-panky with what is happening, then we should be expecting more. Someone rightly said in the past that the indices that led to the first civil war in Nigeria is staring at Nigeria right now. And we can see a lot of corruption and insecurity are just a twin brother and sister. So ending corruption to a very far extent, we know will reduce the high level of insecurity as it will create more job and an enabling environment for business to thrive. But as long as this is not being achieved and people are roaming around the street, then we'll continue to have insecurity staring at the face of everyone in this country. In as much as people continue to point accusing finger on the government, we need to come up and form community policing as well as expose some certain things. But excuse me, the problem here is this: even when you blow whistle, does it really work? Did the government actually make use of this information? Have anything changed? For example, watch this.
Especially as it concerns security. You must have an enabling environment in order to do anything. So you cannot take someone that is virtually senile and another person that has been associated on several occasions with funding terrorism.
Now, the accused is now the current vice president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You know, this accusation, like I have been saying, I have made video on this severally, and I've been calling on my vice president to come out and debunk this accusation. Not just debuking it, but taking some steps, to end the insecurity in Nigeria, especially in the Northeast. When you look at the presence of the security might in the southeast and some part of southwest compared to that of northeast and northwest, you begin to ask yourself some interesting question. Where are we even having this terrorist attack and the presence of terrorism in the country? In the northeast and some northwest states, we have a lot of banditry, Boko Haram activity, ISWAP and Fulani herdsmen ravaging those communities, are also along the Benue Valley. But when you go to the southeast, you see a lot of presence of the security. And we also had the Chief of Defense Staff once talking about Samuel Ekpe, of which his comment from Finland is actually not a welcome thing to this country at all. In as much as you are agitating for a self-governance in terms of talking about Biafra, making some certain statement far away from the country doesn't make any sense. And this is the reason why Nnamdi Kanu was arrested. Even though some of his prediction is already happening, like what just happened in Oyo State. So the presence of the army in the southeast, where there is no really any terrorist activities going there except for the agitation of Biafra, which is a norm around the globe. People agitate and want to have self-governance, and any reasonable government will want to have a conversation with them. But I wonder why in Nigeria the case is different. In as much as we saw sit at home and it has resulted into killing of innocent Nigerians going on with their normal daily businesses, even at that, I think it is because the government failed to play his own part in terms of trying to understand what these agitators were or agitations were, because when you look at the last 8 years of Muhammadu Buhari, you will understand that they were not actually inclusive in the governance of the Muhammadu Buhari's administration, and that can also be seen in the present administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And you can now understand the reason why the agitation keep going up and every now and then. But how can this be stopped? Is listening to what they want. Then, where there is massive high level of insecurity is nowhere but in the north, and there is low level of security presence. We can travel for 2-3 kilometers without seeing a checkpoint. What do you think about this? The explosion that happened in Oyo State last night, and the investigation already has begun by the Nigerian police force, which I always believe in them doing the needful. I hope that they will come out with good results and actually arrest those that are behind what just happened in Oyo last night. We hope this will not be a story of a gas cylinder explosion, because a gas cylinder cannot explode and we have an effect of it over a kilometer. What do you think? Let's have this conversation in the comment section. Thank you for watching.